Welcome back to Anderson's Smoke Show. Today, we are gonna smoke a spatchcock turkey in my Camp Chef Pellet Grill. Stick around, see how we do it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so that you can keep up with the latest content. Be sure to like the video, write me a comment, let me know what you think of my spatchcock turkey or that Camp Chef Pellet Grill. Now let's get this turkey prepared. I brined this turkey for 16 hours overnight. Let's go back to yesterday and I'll show you how I did it. Here we are the day before. I've got a gallon of unsalted chicken broth. I got my turkey. I've got some brown sugar and salt. I got some herbs and spices. That's some black pepper, some garlic powder, some thyme, and some parsley flakes. I've got my turkey, and I've got a 2.5 gallon zipper seal hefty bag. So we are going to use this to do a wet brine. It's gonna end up being about a 14 to 16 hour brine. I'm gonna go ahead and start pouring the chicken broth down into this bag. And I've set the brine bag down into the sink to make it a little easier to work with. Now you can use vegetable broth, you can use chicken broth, you can use turkey broth, whatever you'd like. Just be aware of how much salt is in it. A lot of these broths are loaded with sodium. And since we're adding salt to this, we got the unsalted version there. I'm gonna dump my salt in, half a cup. I'm gonna dump in a half a cup of light brown sugar. Then my herbs and spices, and I've got all the exact measurements for this recipe down in the description. You can zip it up. I haven't done any work to this turkey. We plan on spatchcocking it. Because the bones can get sharp, I don't want to cut into this turkey before I'm putting it in this bag. The last thing that I want to do is have a gallon of broth all over my refrigerator. So I haven't really touched the turkey at all, but I'm gonna stand this turkey up like so, and I'm gonna get it down into this bag head first. And I'm gonna push it down in there to make sure that that cavity gets filled up with that brine. There we go. Depending on the size of your turkey, you may need a larger bag. They do sell bags specifically made for brining. With the 14-pound turkey, I didn't think I needed it, which it worked out fine. Just know that depending on the size of the turkey and the bag, you may need to top this off with a little bit of water, but we are gonna be just fine. Now that we've got the turkey in the bag, we can get this into the refrigerator for that 16-hour period. Now that the turkey's brined, I'm gonna show you how to spatchcock it. Why don't you come on in here? First step in spatchcocking a turkey is lay it on its front or its stomach. We want to expose the back here. Essentially what you need is a good sharp knife or a good pair of kitchen scissors, and you need to cut right up on both sides of this backbone and remove it completely. So I've got a pretty good pair of scissors here. I'm gonna start getting into this, and you can hear them bones crack. You just have a good pair of kitchen scissors, and you can cut right through the bones of that turkey back. Now, a lot of people would spatchcock this before they brined it, and I'll tell you why I didn't do it. If you had a brine bucket, that's fine. I was in a hefty bag, and I was afraid that the sharp bones would actually pierce through the bag, and I'd have a big wet mess in the bottom of my refrigerator. So now we've made it through the bones there. There's some fat there, and you can see we've basically cut our way all the way through this turkey. Now we've got to cut the other side. And we've got a couple stragglers back here. And that, my friends, is the remnants of a spatchcock turkey. We're gonna do some cleanup in here and trim some things up a little bit. But the next step of spatchcocking a turkey is breaking the breastbone, and that's right here. A lot of times you can take a nice sharp knife and just give it a good whack, and see, broke it, just like that. Now we'll be able to lay that turkey out perfectly. So while I'm in here, I'm gonna take my nice sharp knife and just trim up some of the skin and fat and any unwanted mess in here. And I'm not gonna lie, when I pulled this turkey out of my brine bag, it smelled phenomenal. It was the perfect aroma. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. And essentially, this is the spatchcock pose. This is what we're looking for. We want those legs turned in. We want those wings tucked in, because these wings will burn if you've got them out to any extent. So we're gonna keep them tucked in real nice and tight like that. We're gonna season up the inside of this turkey before we flip it over and do anything with the front. I'm gonna start with a little bit of an avocado oil base. Just gonna get some on my glove. We'll rub it on the inside. And you wanna be careful, some of those bones are sharp. They will pierce your glove. Just get that avocado oil on there. Just a little bit more. A little shoulder rub. Everybody likes a good shoulder rub. I've got my Spiceology turkey rub. This is the perfect seasoning for that turkey. Spiceology, I want to complain about one thing. This is a pretty thick rub. It doesn't come out of these holes. I mean, what the heck? So I'm gonna have to carefully pour it out of here. Like so. Very aromatic. That's a great, great smelling rub. So now we want to flip this bird over. And I'm going to do the same thing. I've got that avocado oil, pour a little bit into my palm. Now you can use olive oil, you can use duck fat. I was out of duck fat. That's typically what I do use on my birds. But it's all right. Avocado oil will work just fine. Same thing, a little bit more of that Spiceology turkey rub. And I'm just gonna carefully shake that onto the bird. Like I said, they need to make some bigger holes on these shakers, because this is not ideal. I hope you're listening, Spiceology. Love your spices, hate your bottles. Get in the armpits. You always want to make sure they taste good too. There's nothing worse than a dry turkey breast. So I've concocted some melted butter, some herbs and spices. I use things like thyme and oregano and black pepper, a little bit of salt. I use some of my Bearded Butcher's Hollywood seasoning. I got a little bit of everything in here, a little brown sugar. You can make it any way you'd like, but it's all about keeping those breasts moist. So I'm just gonna give this a quick little stir. If you wanna come on in here, we're about to inject this bird. Just make sure that butter is nice and stirred up, get all those seasonings up off the bottom. I'm gonna get in here with my syringe. Got my syringe with my herbed butter, and I'm just gonna get this down into the breast, and I'm gonna start to pump that in. You can see the breast plumps up a little bit. Now I'm gonna back this out and push it into another direction. Give it a little bit more juice. Back it out, get it in another direction, a little bit more juice, get over in here, finish it up. Now we'll get down into this breast here and the same thing. We'll pump a little bit, back out, we'll pump it up a little bit, pump it up a little bit. We'll get into these thighs, pump those thighs up a little bit. That spatchcock turkey is seasoned. We've got that butter injected down into it. Let's get the Camp Chef fired up so we can get that bird on. For this smoke, I want to try something new, and that's Cabela's Peach Pecan. Never tried these, but it sounds like it would be awesome with a turkey or a chicken. So we're going to use it on that Spatchcock turkey today. So let's get this Camp Chef fired up. So I'm down here, I hit the power switch. Then go to menu, set temp. We want this to go at about 280 degrees today. Smoke level 10. We want that turkey to be slapped in the face. Startup procedure has began. Let's go over here. We're gonna open up that lid and let this thing get up to temp. The Camp Chef's up to 280 degrees. It is time to get this spatchcock turkey down into the grill. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about spatchcocking. What this does is reduces your cook time by a couple hours. And in all honesty, for some people that's a big deal. I like to spatchcock my birds, whether that's chicken or turkey. Now, if you're into the presentation birds, like a Thanksgiving dinner, we're gonna do another video in a couple weeks to show you how to do it. But this is a quick and easy way to smoke a bird. All right, let's go ahead and get this opened up here. And I'm going to honestly see if I can just slide this bird right off and onto the grill. I have to make a couple adjustments here, but we want to make sure that those wings stay tucked in and that those legs are turned in like so. Go ahead and close this for just a minute. We'll get my probes in here. When it comes to cooking food, especially poultry, internal temperature means everything. I've got myself my new ThermoWorks signals. This is a 4-channel wireless and Bluetooth probe. I can go to the store and still see this because it connects right to my Wi-Fi. I've got 2 of the probes. They are color coded. I use the green and the blue little rubber rings on there so I can keep track of which one. We're gonna go ahead and get this put into the bird. One of the nice features of the signals, it's got a magnetic back so you can stick it right to your grill. Just like so. I'm gonna stick the blue one in the breast. And I'm gonna stick the green one in the thigh. For turkey, we're looking for 165 degrees in the breast. Smoking it at 280 degrees and spatchcocked, it's gonna cook at roughly about 12 to 15 minutes per pound. It's always good to plan on the high side of things, so we're gonna say about 15 minutes a pound. This is a 14-pound turkey, so that's gonna give us what? That'd be about 3.5 hours. I'm gonna say about 3.5 to 4 hours to smoke this 14-pound turkey. We're gonna let this turkey smoke for a little while, but we will check in periodically. We'll see you then. So we're a little over an hour. We're reading about 120 degrees internal temperature on this bird. I want you to check this out. Got some beautiful color there. Turkey's getting pretty close here. The legs and wings are starting to get pretty done. I want to wrap them up in foil if I think they're gonna burn. So I'm gonna get in here. I think the wing tips are all right, but I want to wrap up them legs just to keep them from burning. Just like so. The wing tips look all right. Go ahead and close this back up. So I noticed when I look at the turkey that the right side appears to be cooking just a little bit faster than the left. So I'm gonna try and take my pizza peel here and get underneath this bird and spin it around 180 degrees. We spun the turkey around 180 degrees because we noticed that the right side was cooking a little bit faster, and we want to make sure that it's nice and even. We are 2 hours in, exactly at the 2 hour mark. You could see This turkey is looking fine. We rotated it 180 degrees because we noticed that it was cooking a little hotter on the right side. No problem. I've got my Thermapen MK4. I suggest anybody who's serious about cooking gets one of these. It really helps when it comes to cooking and knowing when things are done. We're down in here 2 hours in. We're reading 130 degrees on this side. 147. Like I said, this side was cooking a little hotter. We'll get this thing closed up, give it some more time, keep an eye on the temperature, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Turkey's been in for about 3 hours and 10 minutes. According to my math, that's about 12 to 13 minutes a pound, which is spot on to what I was saying in the beginning. It's time to get that out, so I got my pizza peel that we use to spin it. Just gonna pull these probes out, let them hang off to the side for now. Check that bird out. Pulled the turkey out about 162 degrees in the breast. We know that the meat will continue to heat up, so I've got my big cookie sheet here and some wide heavy-duty foil. I'm gonna take that over the turkey. We're gonna let this rest for a few minutes. That'll help lock in some of that moisture. It'll continue to heat up a little bit. I'm gonna take this inside, I'm gonna set it in the oven, not on, just set it in the oven, give it about 10 minutes, and we'll cut into it. We'll see you then. Turkey is done. We let it rest. It looks absolutely perfect. It's time to cut it. Come on in here. I want to show you how tender this is. Look at that. Right, rips it right off. Should be able to do the same thing with those wings. There we go. I know it looks a little messy, that's all right. I'm gonna get in here, cut into that breast. Look at that, got a little smoke penetration there. You could see a light pink ring, nice and juicy. Look how juicy that is. It's nice and hot, nice and juicy. Smells great. Let's give it a try. I'm not gonna lie, I've smoked a few turkeys. This is one of the best turkeys I've ever had. This is extremely tasty and juicy. Typically, I'm a dark meat guy because of the additional moisture that you usually get when you eat dark meat, but damn, is this good. Let the cameraman try this. That's good. That's real good. Since I am a dark meat guy, I'm gonna try a little bit of that dark meat. That is money right there. Wow, 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 that turkey is good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm typically not a turkey person. I have it once a year at Thanksgiving, maybe twice, and that's about it. And it's usually because the white meat's usually dry. It hasn't been that flavorful, but this right here is amazing. And you know what? It only took 3 hours and 10 minutes to cook, and honestly, probably less than an hour to prepare ahead of time. That's with the brine, that's with the spatchcock, that's with the seasoning, and getting it onto the grill. So 4 to 4.5 hours total investment, that is damn good for this turkey. So if you want your turkey to taste this good, and you don't care about that Thanksgiving turkey presentation, spatchcock it, follow this recipe, and let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time on Anderson's Smoke Show. Usually when we're done filming, we're done filming. That's it. The presentation's over, the video's over, that's it. I had to come back and tell you that out of the 63 videos that I have on YouTube, this turkey is honestly in the top 5. It is fantastic. Alex, the camera guy, and I both agree you need to try this out. Yo, thanks again for watching Anderson's Smoke Show. Be sure to subscribe and check out that recommended video, and after that, my Facebook and my Instagram accounts. I'll see you there.